Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your Dungeon Master. My name is Anthony Reed. This is episode 233, and it is the final part of the Conclave of Dragons story arc. I want to give a huge shout out, huge thank you, huge love and rejoicing for all of our patrons at patreon.com/adventureinc, but especially the patrons Ben, Chris, James, Crystal, and Trevor. Our patrons are so special to us. They really make this thing move. They make this thing go. If you are not a patron and you want to be a patron, now is the time. We've just updated one of our goals. If we get up to $300 a month, which we are only currently like $75 away from, not that unreasonable. If we get up to $300 a month, we will do a Q&A session each month that we meet that goal after our regular tavern nights, which if you're not joining us for the tavern nights, you are missing out. They are a blast. And you can come and ask your Q&A questions right there in the chat. Or you can submit them, and all patrons will get access to that video after the feed is over. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you get as a patron that isn't even just part of the regular tier. Just by being a $1 patron, you get to be part of something. And that something is this show. You get to be part of bringing this show to life. And we really appreciate everyone who takes part at patreon.com/adventureinc and helps us out. I also want to mention the t-shirts at adventureincpod.com. We have a full range of limited edition t-shirts, one for each of the characters in our farewell tour to the Many Pennies as we spend the next 6 months saying goodbye. This was our opportunity to do some really cool quotes for each of the characters, drawings by Spencer Hawks on each of the shirts. You need to check them out. They're very cool and delightfully fashionable. One last thing I meant to mention last week, if you missed any of our stuff at DragonCon this year, it's all still up on the internet, on the YouTubes. For the digital media track for DragonCon has all of the stuff that Mike, Steph, Rob, Mike, and I were part of at DragonCon. And you can still check it out. So the easiest way to do that is to come over to our Discord, and you'll find links to the Discord here in the show notes. You'll find them on our website, and we can direct you to the stuff that happened at DragonCon. It's pinned right there in our regular main channel there, and you should go and check it out. That episode that we did, we have the audio for it. We will be putting that in the feed sometime down the line, probably as a bit of a buffer between the end of the first campaign and the beginning of the second. But it was so much fun. We had a blast doing the show and having a chat and an audience there for us. It was so much fun. So if you missed it, you can still check it out, as well as the Blood Feud and Ask the Pokedexpert, several other panels that we all appeared on over the course of the weekend. So much fun was had. So, get out there and take a peek. All right, that's it. Let's get started.
Welcome to Protest Too Much, a Shakespeare Showdown podcast where a guest and I go head-to-head each week, and you get to decide who wins. A new episode comes out each week, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your shows. Find us on Twitter at _toomuchpod.
Nobles and farmers, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Keth, the fighter monk.
On a lighter subject, how's the whole corruption of the Iora Church going?
On a lighter subject?
Yeah.
Jebeddo, the rogue.
We're basically family. So do you want to admit to your family that all you want to do is learn how to read so that you can read pornos?
Jennuvera, the sorcerer.
Oh my god, guys, it worked. The plan worked.
High fives!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god! We should have a plan more often!
Asher, the druid barbarian.
With my nipples? Why are my nipples not convincing?
Prepare yourselves, for this is the tale of Adventure Incorporated. So, All right, boys, I'm going to need some more saving throws here,
Okay.
I think, is how this is going to have to go.
Okay.
I think we're just going to burn this out
Sure.
with saving throws.
Sure. I'm gonna dice.
And we'll see if you survive.
I'm gonna take a real one. Those ones didn't count. That one didn't count. So
What? That's not how this works.
I rolled a 9 for the first one.
Okay, so you take 17.
Ouchies.
Hey, Keth, you might need this. And Jebeddo tosses Keth the luck charm.
Keth catches it, obviously.
Asher goes,
And
but like it's a rock, so it's just like
Yeah, Jebeddo doesn't.
I'm
notice.
still shrugging.
Yeah.
You notice the what the fuck gesture, but you pretend you don't.
Keth
and
rubs
Asher
his luck
knows.
charm.
Yeah. Jebeddo doesn't notice. So you get advantage on your roll, Keth.
13
Okay, you take 7.
with advantage.
Yeah, you take 7.
Thanks, dog. He does it disappear? No, you just
Yeah.
rubs
It
it.
crumbles.
Oh,
The
fire
fire elemental takes 16 damage before the thing fades.
Okay. Sure does. It's still good. It's good.
So I think we're gonna have to do these in rapid succession.
Okay.
Okay. So roll a whole bunch of them.
I'll roll
and then
4.
we will read out some numbers and see how close you guys get to expire.
How many do you want me to roll? Just
For you?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you give me 6 at a time? And Keth, why don't you give me 4 at a time?
before Keth rolls, he rubs his orc bone.
Okay.
My numbers are 19, 17, 16, 9, and 7. And did I miss one? 19, 17, 16, 9,
Okay.
and 7.
So you take 17. No.
I missed one, and then that next one's a 17 because you said roll 6.
19, 17. The last one was a 17, is that what
Yeah.
you said? Okay. So you take 10, and then you take 5, and then you take 5, and 5, and 5, and then it goes away.
I unwild shape.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm at 75. I would have
Keth.
been at 30.
Keth, you touch the orc
Yeah.
bone. You are instantly back in that place, that sort of cloudy, dreamlike place, and you see the figure in the mist in front of you, and he turns around and he says, "Oh, hi, I'm Uthral." And then his eyes narrow. "Something wrong with you."
Hey, Uthral, my name's Keth. It's very nice to meet you.
You have smell of shadow.
I'll stay over here.
He points a
we'll
finger
stay
at
6
you.
feet apart.
He points a finger at you, and a fireball explodes out from it and engulfs you in flame. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Holy shit.
Oh!
Well, I think I get advantage on these motherfuckers.
Do you have evasion?
Heck yeah. Yeah. I got evasion. That's great. $13.
With advantage?
No, he's evasion, so he only takes. Right? Do you get advantage on it?
Yeah, no, it's only I take. If I fail, I take half.
I know how this works.
That's super.
I really wanted to talk to him.
So you definitely fail.
You still can. You still can.
That's fair. Unless I'm booted out.
He kicks you out of your own mental space.
Oh, that's too many dice I just heard
It's a
roll.
fireball, buddy. It's always too many dice.
Although it's in my head, so it doesn't even count.
Well,
Boom.
I don't know if you think... Yeah.
Easy. Whoa, stop that. That's too many dice.
It's not.
He didn't have enough, and he had to re-roll his fist full of dice.
So 57 damage from the fireball as it explodes onto you.
You take
Uthral, please. I'm a friend. I'm trying to get help
You don't
with this
smell
shadow
like
stuff. I don't want to be
friend.
shadow.
A lightning bolt blasts from his hand and fires at you this time. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Holy shit!
Stop touching your orc bone. Just stop.
You said 57, so I'll take 20. Oh my goodness, 26. No,
You're a
28,
doctor.
28.
You tell us.
nah, but I don't do math.
Wow.
He makes a nurse do math.
I did not say that.
Nurse, hand me my calculator.
He does it really condescending, like, hey, quick quiz for you.
15 for a dex.
So you take 52 lightning damage as the bolt of lightning cracks through you.
All right, he's down.
So Keth is standing there. He touches the orc bone, and you just see him fall over unconscious.
Well, technically, Uthral helped, I guess.
So as I finish wild shaping, oh, thank God. What the heck? And
Yeah, I don't know. He was just rubbing his bone, and then all of a sudden he's out.
we gotta stop. He's gotta stop rubbing his bone.
Dude, tell me about it. Usually I need a juice first.
I know. I cast.
And Jebeddo, checks on him, and he's like, no, actually, I think you might be, out.
Yeah, I cast Cure Wounds on him at level 1 for 8 hit points.
Yo, Uthral just fucking attacked me.
What?
What?
Yeah, I went into the headspace with Uthral, and he said I smelled like shadow, and he just attacked me. It was fireball, lightning bolt, then 3 more fireballs, and 2 more lightning bolts, and finally I went down.
That's insane.
Crazy. That's more than I would have expected.
He's super
That's
powerful.
more than I would have expected to take you down. I really thought much
Yeah,
less.
I
would take
I was
you down.
dodging, dipping, ducking. You know, I was, but he caught
That's
like
crazy.
the edge of
You
my
never
shoulder.
do that. That's so crazy.
Yeah, you would have been a sight to see. I wish you guys were there.
Too.
I'm glad I wasn't. Honestly, it sounds dangerous in there.
Well, just as a spectator, I'm glad you're not hurt.
He had to power word death me just to get me to power word kill me.
He had to cast
Get me out of
wish
there.
to get me out of there. I was just too powerful.
Yeah, I tried talking to him, but I guess the shadow came with me. I really hope it's not still attached to me anymore.
Well,
I don't feel like it is, but
wait a second. Do you feel any sort of shadowy?
Everyone's looking at Anthony and waiting and trying to figure out if he's going to have to roll a charisma saving throw.
Steph, you...
Oh, then before we go back, Jebeddo is going to be like, should we, take a short rest and just kind of, bandage up and stuff and take care of ourselves?
yeah, for sure.
Because we don't know how long this thing is going to go on, but if there's another wave, we got to be prepared.
Yeah, I definitely need it.
Agreed.
Okay. So... cut back over to you. So the murmurs around the room after the gold dragon has spoken. There was a silence. A murmur began to rise up again in the room as they chatted amongst themselves. And a very small girl, just like a looks like a barely old enough to, have a conversation with, walks forward, and she says, if we do this, if we follow your plan, what does that mean?
It means that the disease of shadow that's running through you will be stemmed. You will be connected to Lanier and the Fae and given a purpose for your futures. And by purpose, I mean a motivation and a goal and a reason for existing to help build this planet back up from whatever destruction comes next.
Ooh, yeah, shoot some fucking side-eye at fucking Gorm over there. Whatever comes next, motherfucker.
And I would offer you an alternative. I have been working to awaken our Creator, to bring him back into this world. If there is shadow in him, then we will face it. We will burn it away, but we will not hide any more from it. We will not allow it to leak into us as it has for so long. And my option for you is that you stand with me and fight, that you help me bring this change. You do not need to forsake the vow you have taken to do so. There will be plenty who stand in our way that you are more than able to take down.
Please look at Sithalim. To fight the shadow that's in him, you would need to kill him faster than he's already dying. Is that what you're prepared to do to Herix? You what? You wake him up to murder him?
Sithalim, plays up the wheezing.
Get it, Sithalim. Get it, Dragon Dad.
We do not need to murder Herix. You cannot murder a god. We would purge the shadow from him. We would bring all of our flames together to burn away the impurity, just as we were gifted to do.
Okay, so please explain to me. If you are able to separate this shadow from Gorm, please tell me why you haven't done it for your fellow dragons yet. You've watched them suffer and you've watched them die when you've had a solution all along.
You cannot burn the unending river that flows. We cannot break our connection with Herix, nor should we. But while that connection to Herix lasts, the black dragons were always beset by shadow. A trickle, a faint trickle, but they fought it as well as they could.
And they lost. You said it yourself. As long as you're connected to Herix, you cannot stop the flow.
And we bring Herix back. And we remove the shadow from him, and that flow stops that way. He is the source point. And if we burn it from him, we do not need to worry about it flowing to us anymore. And we have our Creator back.
What that takes. Because what I hear when you say you burn Herix is you are destroying the entirety of Anmaneth. You will burn this world to the ground.
If we must.
In the mantle of saving Herix, that's not what you're doing. You want to talk about Herix burning the candle at both ends, starting fresh, starting anew? That means that everyone in this room is gone. You will not see the benefit of burning your god to the ground because you will no longer exist. What I am giving you is an option to live and survive to fight.
Bringing the Father back and curing his shadow is worth everything. Every sacrifice, including us. Everyone in this room. And if anyone told you
get
otherwise,
to make that decision for yourself, but they get to make that decision for themselves. You do not get to make one decision for all of the dragons. That is why I'm bringing this option for each of you to decide what's worth it.
And what if
you say it is worth it for me to die to stay connected to Herix, and it is worth it for my children to die for me to stay connected to Herix, That is your decision. But Gorm, what you are doing is you are burning an entire world to the ground because you think you're right.
Because I know I am right.
How?
Because the Father will return and will be recleansed and reborn. That is what this is all about.
How do you know? How do you know?
He is a God. I have faith. And when you talk about choice, what if these dragons do not wish to follow your plan? What if they do not wish to give themselves over to our enemy, to make themselves one of them? What then?
Then they will die, but that is their choice.
They will die in vain for nothing? That's your claim?
They're dying in vain right now.
And I give them
holding
an
on
option.
to their connection with Herrick's is slowly killing everyone in this room. I am giving them an option to live.
And I am giving them...
And to see their children
I am
grow.
giving them an option to have purpose, to matter. You are giving them an option to hide and flee from destiny.
They will still have purpose. They will be integral to what comes next in this world.
What purpose would they have serving the Fae? That is not a Fae purpose.
Speaking with Lanier, this transition to the Fae, tying dragons to a different purpose, a different motivation, a different goal. They will be in charge. I'm so sweaty. They will be in charge of cultivating a new future. Their purpose will be to nurture and grow. To see the future shaped in a way that they have worked and watered and nurtured forward.
A silver dragon in the back of the room in full draconic form. When you look at him, there is a spark of recognition, but you're not sure, but you just have like a spark. And he says,
"This conclave was called together. Let our voices be heard. If there are those amongst us who would follow this traveler from another world and his plan, let their voices be heard now."
Silence fills the cavern. Gorm slowly turns to you. He leans into the podium. He says, "This setback is futile. When I awaken the Father, he will take back what belongs to him. You and your friends will fail." And then he turns and walks away, back through the portal.
Yep. Woo! Full body goosebumps. Fucking A, Anthony. Fuck you.
Oh my god. What?
Jennuvera
Holy
turns
shit.
to Sithalum and gives like a little thumbs up, like not like that anyone can see, and it's still a very tentative one, but like it's like a
The silver dragon speaks again.
thumbs up. Okay.
If there are those who would follow the plan given to us by the daughter of Hades, the child of creation, let them speak now.
Voices ring out. Some.
That's better than none. Take that, Gorm. You bitch.
And then another stands and says, this is a A woman with long blonde hair. She has a red, like rubies inset necklace over a long red dress. The dress has like steel plates, it looks like, sewn into it. It's like a battle dress.
Jennuvera takes mental notes.
Yeah.
She wants it. She's going to build one for herself. She takes a mental picture, and she's going to describe it to Keth and have him get it made.
Nice.
But like
Keth's gonna be
copper
pumped.
or bronze.
She says,
Brass.
brass. You found it. You got there.
What? Wait, three different ones? Keth's gonna be excited.
Brass would be like the shittiest.
I know. Just brass color.
Yeah, we'll paint it.
She says, this is not a voice that you just heard call out either. The voices, I would say, you could guess that maybe like 20% of the room, if you were being generous, probably called out, which is more than zero.
Mm-hmm. Suck it, Gorm.
She says, there is trepidation for us in what you ask, but we all know that what Gorm is asking us to do is not tenable. He says it does not violate the oath that we have sworn. I do not believe that. I do not think there is a way that we can help him do what he wishes to do without violating the pact. But know this. I do not think I am alone in this room when I say I hope with every fiber of my being that he succeeds. Every piece of me hopes that what he asks for, what he calls for, works, and that Hayrix walks again. And we would give ourselves 1,000,000 times for him to have himself whole once more. But he sleeps now because he is not. And we do not do this because we have said we will not. We have made a pact that we will not interfere in this world in that way. If we make this choice, if we choose to go with you, to bind ourselves to something else, we no longer will be celestial. You are asking us to give up what we are, to become something else, to bind ourselves to something else, but not the pact.
There will be a change in your purpose and your freedoms. And the confines of the Fae are something that are not the same as what you're experiencing now. There will be different challenges and different freedoms. You will be leaving this pact. You will be free of this exact pact. But that is not to say you will be entirely unbound.
If we choose this, if some of us choose this, if some leave the flock, cut themselves away from what we are, become something new, and the rest of us choose not to. And indeed, some of us succumb, although it took a long time for the black dragons to succumb. And maybe we would not be so lucky. Maybe their proximity to life and death was valuable. There is much we don't know. But if we survive, what happens then?
I said before that the decision is yours to make. Each one of you in this room has a voice and has a say in this decision. And whether you are willing to die and see your children die is up to you personally. As a collective, you need to make a decision. If some of you decide willingly to go this route, it will be an instant change. If you have decided as a collective, those who are unwilling will see their change happen over the course of a year and will, in time, see the effects of survival.
So what you offer is not a choice to each of us, but a choice to us all.
And in that choice of you all, if you value all the lives and voices amongst you, then each of your voices can build to that collective decision.
There, a hush falls again. We will need time to discuss this amongst our flights.
Naturally.
The silver dragon steps a little bit forward, and he says,
While we discuss this, if you can, perhaps you should bring that one here.
I can.
and they all...
I would never...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would never bring him into this space without your willingness. But I can bring him.
Regardless of the decision we make, it is important he knows what we have decided.
Yes, I agree.
You see the various like colors like split up to go and like talk amongst one another like as groups. Sithalum just lowers himself down onto the floor.
Jennuvera resists the urge of patting him on the head like a puppy.
Okay.
So I guess we get Lanier here?
If you can bring him, seek him out. Now is the time for him to make an appearance.
Okay, I will be right back.
Very well.
You good? So she's gonna run outside the cave.
Okay. The three of them are just sitting around, resting.
Yeah, so anyway, I was
buckets
telling
of
them.
put.
I was telling everybody in the shop, like, trust me.
Hey guys, okay, so cool news.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it sounds like it went
Long-
awesome in there.
Well,
Yeah,
it
we
was-
heard
it was-
a ruckus.
there were a lot of rucki. Gorm showed up. I totally bossed him out. He's
Hey.
gone.
Wait, Gorm?
We need
Fuck,
to get Lanier
fuck,
here.
fuck.
We need to get Lanier here as soon as we possibly can. I'm not sure if you guys have a good direct way to grab him here. How far is it to...
Is Gorm still here?
No. I was really cool. And then this guy was like, anyone who wants to go with Gorm, go now. And nobody said anything. And so Gorm just
Oh, fuck
like
yeah.
soaked out of the room. Oh, it was so cool. But Lanier.
Do we know where he?
I mean,
he's in.
We didn't. Yeah, he's in Sale.
Yeah.
But, like, we didn't get a cellstone or
That's
anything.
not
for
true.
him.
I know.
He specifically imbued
Did we?
Jebeddo with the ability to call him when he was needed.
Oh.
I don't know if Jebeddo remembered that or not.
Clearly not.
I mean, we didn't get a
I mean-
cellstone.
Okay,
or
great.
anything.
Keep going.
I could try and imbue an animal messenger. Just see.
I guess it's just the fastest way we
that's
can
gonna
get him
take-
here, because they are talking it amongst themselves. Like they're deciding whether they're going to do this right now.
And they want him here for that?
Yes, they do. They specifically asked for him to be here for that.
Are we sure?
Yes.
And Jebeddo snaps his fingers.
Asher's picking up a bug. He's like trying. He's starting a ritual. Like, oh, spider.
And then Jebeddo snaps his fingers, and like Lanier just appears.
Oh.
Oh, that's crazy. We were just
the
talking
Roadrunner
about
just-
you.
Oh boy.
There's like a trail of smoke behind him.
Jeez. Okay, Lanier. Long story
How did
short,
you know?
they
And
are-
Jebeddo winks.
Lanier cocks his head, and he says, "I was called here by."
That's crazy. What fey magic? Jennuvera, tell him what's up.
I like the idea of Lanier being like not very good at bits.
Asher
Okay,
puts the bug down.
anyway,
sadly.
they're
Goodbye, friend.
they're talking right now. They're talking it over. Individual flights are discussing whether or not they are ready for this decision. Like it went probably better. Like I'm alive, so that's good. That means it went better than it could have. So they have asked to see you. They have asked for you to be there when they make this decision.
While Jennuvera is talking, Lanier puts a hand out, and the bug flies up onto his hand, and he's just like it's walking across his fingers while you talk. And he says, "They have not decided, though.
Not yet.
This is a great risk for me. I am not particularly well liked in that room, I don't expect.
Oh no, I know you're not.
I am alone, and I enter the den of my enemy.
Yeah.
Like, but maybe they're your potential subjects too.
Potentially, yes. But if they choose not to, there will be nothing that we can do to stop them.
It's a good show of trust.
Yeah.
And Jebeddo like gives him a half smile.
My people, those who have been given the gifts of the greater races, this whole world, all of it has been thrust into your hands. You have saved us many times. And before this is done, you will need to save us all again. If you tell me that this is where you need me, I will go. But know the risk you take before I do it.
Keth just looks at Jennuvera.
Asher looks at Jennuvera.
Jebeddo looks at Lanier.
I will say they could have murdered me on the spot. And they didn't. For the amount of hostility that they've held, nothing has resorted to violence. What if Jebeddo, what if I take the portal stone that gets back to Adventure Incorporated, and if things go south, we just send you on through?
So last time I used that, Lanier, correct me if I'm wrong, but you really, really, really hated it.
That is not a good idea from this distance.
Why? It's a portal.
It is pure conjuration.
The portal's not the problem. Yeah, the portal seems fine.
Are you worried about like motion sickness more than
No,
dying?
I am worried about finding ourselves somewhere far, far afield from wherever you are describing. And if we portal into the center of a mountain or into the world or hundreds of miles above the world, then we will be dead. Regardless, one way or the other.
I'm really confused.
So you know how Fey magic changes?
The portal, if I try to use that portal from this distance, there will be many times along the way that path may and undoubtedly will change. Where we wind up will not be where we intended to be.
Okay, so I could just make you invisible then? So they can't...
I
don't know what else to... Can Jebeddo, if we yell, can you do that trick again where you snapped your fingers and he appeared?
What trick?
I need you to know.
She gives Jebeddo the eyes.
I don't think this is a risk that we are opening ourselves up to, of which there will be no contingencies. I think the reward, if we are successful, will far outweigh that risk. But I cannot, in good conscience, go in there without telling you of the risk I have identified here. If we are wrong, if they will not support this, there is a potential, and truly it is only a potential, as they could make another choice, and I hope they do. But I am not bound. Their actions toward me are not bound by the strictures of the pact.
Right.
If the Conclave turns you down and chooses to remove me, they will.
So I am not comfortable putting that decision on you. I would like for you to come in, but I recognize the danger that you're facing. And if you are willing to accept that risk, then that's great.
Oh my god, you guys, we gotta have faith. Just go in there. It'll be fine. Jennuvera's kicked ass in there.
Well...
Fuck that. Stop that. You were a fucking queen.
Yeah, that doesn't go so well
Stop
with
that. We've been here 4.5 years watching you grow, seeing what you've become. Holy shit, you're the fucking brass witch. Are you kidding me? You just owned Gorm Tintreach in a room full of fucking dragons. Stop it. Be proud of yourself. Be fucking... Holy shit. Come on.
He makes a good point.
Lanier, we don't have fucking time to do this. You've got this, dude.
It is...
Show faith, be cool, be brave, and go in there and tell those dragons how sick it's going to be when they're Fey.
I appreciate that, Jebeddo. I do not need to be told that. I am telling you, and he looks at you, Jennuvera. I am telling you that you need to take charge of this. This is your destiny now.
Okay, let's go.
Let's roll them dice.
No. Don't put that idea in his head, Mikey.
That only leads to pain.
I've been doing okay so far. With
Get your D100s.
2d10, you say, eh?
No.
78.
Is that good?
Mikey's
Is that
calling his
bad?
shot.
Do we
That's
want
pretty
high
good.
or do we want low?
That's pretty good.
He's calling his shot. No. Okay. So Lanier follows you into the cave.
We still don't get to go in and see what's happening.
Wait. No, of course not. But anyway, like I was telling you guys, everybody in the shop is like, I don't know. And I was saying, no, trust me, you guys. This is going to be sick. And so I loaded up all of the gunpowder.
All right, so inside the cavern, as you begin to approach where the conclave is, you hear those voices, like people are conferring. There's a lot of talk going on, maybe even like a couple of shouts here and there. And then as you turn the corner with Lanier, the room falls silent again. And it is silent as the two of you walk toward the podium.
When we get up there, I'll say, as you've requested, I've brought Lanier. We understand if you need more time, but he is here. Full stop. That was the end of my sentence. I know it didn't sound Say hey to your new daddy. I bet she doesn't say that.
Sithalum, you see Sithalum like narrow his eyes as he looks at Lanier. You can see him trying to reconcile his fear and his uncertainty with the loathing that he has for Lanier. And you can feel that in the room, that there is just this hatred radiating. Lanier leans close to you and he says, I think it best if I say nothing for the time being.
Yeah. No, yeah. I agree.
Like, there's just silence. Nobody is saying or doing anything, and Sithalum pushes himself back up. And he says,
I called this conclave that we might solve a problem that has left me on the brink of extinction. When I go, there will be only one who carries the blood of the black dragons in this world. I will back her plan, and the black dragons will give themselves to Lanier if he can truly stem the tide that overwhelms us. And I would put the call out now. If there are more here that would do the same, then there are those who think that we should wait. Then let their voices be heard, as the conclaves of old have demanded. If there are more here who would do such a thing, then we will have it be done.
Jennuvera crosses her fingers.
I raise my voice to call this conclave to a close, and may its decisions be final and everlasting. Those who would join their voice to mine, call now.
As the call dies down, you know that it was not every voice in this room, but it was many. It was very many, more than you ever would have hoped or guessed. There are still those in this room who you can tell are hesitant. Some of them called out, but they are still hesitant. And there are some you see whose face drops. They weep. They worry. The choice has been made for the dragons. And Lanier steps onto the platform with you. He looks at you and he says quietly, "You are of the greater races, but you carry within you more. I would do this, and it will be through you as the conduit to them. This change does not affect only them. It affects you too. Is this...
Yeah.
I would give you final say in this. Is this a thing you would want? A thing you would call for in this place?
Can you imagine if I said no? After doing all of that?
You have...
Yeah, no, let's do it. I appreciate your giving me that choice, but heck yeah, let's do it.
This conclave has...
Am I just gonna flat out die?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. I don't know, you got real quiet, and then I was worried that, like, I cut you off before you told me that, like, it's my choice, but I'm gonna die from it, and then...
No.
No. Yeah,
It's cool that you
let's
just
go.
jumped right in, even though you thought you were going to die.
He shakes his head at you as he turns back to the... to the assembly of dragons. He says, "This conclave...
I don't know how this worked. She thought she was gonna die.
Did you believe... You trusted her?
This is ridiculous. If I'd have known it was this easy, I would have come here a long time ago.
This conclave has made a choice. And so we will cement that choice. In this place, I will break your bond. I will cut you off from that which created you. I understand that none of you will take this lightly. I understand that those of you who added your voice to this understand how much this will affect you. When I do this, I bring you into my family. You will be of us, our kin. The Fae are struggling to find their place in this world, as you no doubt will be as well. Once these lines were clear, and we fought side by side against a darkness that was ever encroaching. That darkness is not gone. That darkness would find a way to turn us all. And so I ask you once again to fight by our side. Not as distant allies, but as family. And I ask that you forgive transgressions, even when I know they are unforgivable. There is one piece to this, one piece that still must be determined, a piece that I cannot provide, nor you. but one by which you will abide. I turn again to the one who carries your blood, but is blessed with creation. Jennuvera, warrior. What purpose would you put these people to that might bind them forevermore?
Their purpose will be to cultivate.
Then it is done. Cultivation will be their true calling. You will not be able to turn away from this path. It will be your only purpose. You will have the freedom to do what you must in the name of cultivation. That is what you will seek at all costs. This ritual begins now. Hey everyone, just a couple quick reminders. If you like the show, don't forget to tell your friends. And you can head over to patreon.com/adventureinc and become a patron as well. You can also head to our website, adventureincpod.com, for links to our social media and the store where you can find t-shirts, stickers, and more. That's all. We'll see you next week. I'm going to do an effect here. It's disappointing for you.
No, it was still pretty dope.
Is it
But we'll
called
be
Oh
it's
No,
dope.
My Children Are Awake Now?
Nah, it's fine. Fuck 'em.
Dennis!
They have been, they're tired. It's fine.
All right, Cupid, are we recording? Good. Hail, listener. 'Tis I, Chemistro the Match Mage, coming to you from the depths of the crystal sphere where I have been imprisoned. The aeons are long here, and to stay sane I have put out the call to wizards across the multiverse. Wizards that want to meet other wizards.
I seek, first and foremost, some person who might challenge me in organization.
I would just love to sit down and talk about dark magic over a cup of coffee. Or a cup of evil, which is a beverage I invented. Mostly made of
Yes,
coffee.
I did spend a long stint in the Sultan's dungeons for orchestrating a plot against his life. But that is my want as a vizier.
You see, I think the teeth are sort of the window to the soul.
Wizard Seeking Wizard is a dating podcast for wizards by wizards, featuring personal ads sent in by the magical community, where you get to vote on which wizards date each other. Follow us on Twitter at Wiz4Wiz, or find us wherever you pluck your podcasts from the ether. I think that went well. What do you think, Cupid?